Hi, Mr. L.
Hi,
How are you? How are you? We've been done a lot of show in Easton, a lot of historical show. And today I think we're going to do something at Stonehill College. We've never been there for the first time. And I think we have a lot to show, lots to do there. What do you have in mind?
Yes, I think it's appropriate to begin a show about Stonehill College with the industrial archives that were donated by Arnold Tophius to the college, because they are one of the rich resources of our country in industrial history. So we'll be looking at the Ames shovels in the basement of Donahue Hall, and visiting in the hall that was once the mansion of Frederick Lothrop Ames. And then, in succeeding shows, we'll get out into the college campus and explore what is now one of the leading colleges in the Northeast, and a good reason for Easton to consider itself a college town. I think a lot of times we don't really appreciate the fact that we have this academic community here. So now we can see it and experience it. For everything, there is a season, says the song. And if you come over here to the Arnold Tophius Industrial Archives in the basement of the Stonehill College Administration Building, once the mansion of Frederick Lothrop Ames, you might change the words to "for everything there is a shovel," because here in this cellar of the Industrial Archives we have one of the largest collection of shovels probably gathered anywhere in one place on this earth. The museum of the Oliver Ames and Sons Shovel Company, Shovel and Tool Company, now not owned by the Ameses at all, but owned by an English corporation in Parkersburg, West Virginia, where it's been since 1956, when the Ames Shovel Company moved out of Easton. But in its heyday, from 1803 up until 1956, when the shovels were made here in Northeastern, the Ames family fortune was acquired from these rather innocent-looking implements. You've seen the number plate, Shoveltown, Easton. This is what it means. This is where it all came from. Picture, if you will, the 19th century problem of moving earth, of building roads, of building canals, of building railroads. Bulldozers are way off in the future. Steam shovels are not even thought of. You want to do construction, you need an unskilled laborer and a shovel, preferably a shovel that he can lift along with the load on it. When Oliver Ames came to Easton in 1803, he thought that he had the answer to the construction business. Iron is cheaper than muscle, he said. You can wear out your muscles and never get any new ones. You can wear out my shovel and come right back and I'll sell you another one. And so Oliver Ames built shovels that were a little lighter than the British imports of the time. So you would be lifting the load on the shovel rather than just the shovel itself. And shovels for everything. Shovels for coal. Shovels for wheat. Shovels for grain. Shovels for dirt, for gravel, for digging post holes. For every purpose, there was a shovel. This shovel here is a lot older than the man holding it. Maybe 150 years older or 160 years older. Actually, Andre, I think you're only about 29. But this shovel was probably manufactured by John Ames, the father of Oliver, down in his shop in what is now West Bridgewater, and there's a town park there where you don't want to try to take your canoe because there's too many rocks in the river. But the water power turned this out, and you can. This is probably the oldest shovel in this collection. The other shovels that are quite old are this 1824 with a wooden D handle. Hold the handle up so you can see the letter D. Just if you hold it at right angles, just hold it parallel to the floor, you can catch the D, see, in the handle. And that is a similar blade to the one, the 1788 shovel. And I'll take that back. Okay, here we have a Civil War entrenching tool. You can see where somebody has stepped on this to shove it into the ground. You see a pick right here where we can soften up the dirt. We can pull out some rocks right here and dig ourselves a foxhole to keep the Confederate bullets away. Early Civil War entrenching tool, and of course it was during the Civil War that a lot of contracts were made between the United States Army and the Oliver Ames Company. And of course it was after the Civil War that Henry Richardson came to Easton and built all those buildings. So we can make a connection between that and Henry Richardson. The Ames Company was famous for its army entrenching tools. Here's one that dates back to probably around the First World War, with a nice little label tacked around the handle. In 1942, the Ames Company was working on a shovel for the U.S. Army like this, when the fighting in North Africa resulted in the capture of a German shovel, this one, which was sent to the Oliver Ames Company, and with the instructions, can you duplicate this? Can you make this shovel or a shovel like it, like the German shovel? And the result was this one right here, which is even sturdier than the German shovel and got us through the Second World War. The latest edition, which is what the be all that you can be generation uses, it's made in Parkersburg, looks like this. It even has a little cutting device on the edge so that you can chop off a root if one gets in the way of your foxhole. And it's a versatile thing that folds up 3 ways instead of just 1, or 2 as they did in the early 60s. Also over here we have this very interesting account book. You've heard the song, "I owe my soul to the company store." And this might say the same thing for some people who lived in Ames homes in Northeastern, who traded at the Ames store, and who also had their accounts kept very, very accurately as they went through their lives in this little book as numbers of dollars owed. This map is an interesting map because it shows Northeastern prior to 1875. There's no Unity Church on it. There's no Richardson buildings on it. And the houses that are shown belonging to the Ames Company cover practically the whole village of Northeastern. And of course this is affixed to the account book with every house having a number and the numbers having tenants. If you've lived in Easton a long time, you probably have ancestors whose names are here in this account book.
This picture depicts an outing that the Ames Company held for their employees in August 1934. There are very few women in this picture. They're seated in the front here near the sign. This was a gift to the Tophius Archives from Mrs. Elsie Erickson, and it's her brother, Charles Larson, that is pictured here. There's a little arrow to indicate where Charles Larson is. It was very generous of Mrs. Erickson to give me this picture because I have very little photographic material in the collection and welcomed a gift like this. Another gift I received was a letterpress. Bob King from the King Music Company visited the archives and found that we had 133 letterpress volumes. Now these letterpress volumes were a primitive way of reproducing outgoing correspondence. The letter that was to be sent out from the company was placed in a machine, and Mr. King gave me this machine, and it, with a wet tissue or cloth, I'm not sure exactly what the process was, it was put in a press, and the letter would appear on these tissue-thin pieces of paper that are in these volumes. There's 133 volumes, and they're all carefully indexed, which really is quite an asset to the collection. So that from 1876 through 1929, I have a record of all the outgoing mail. There's a lot of other interesting things here, Dick, that you might be interested in seeing. These records are arranged according to name, and whatever you bought and didn't pay for at the time, I guess, was recorded. Such things as 6.5 pounds of fish cost 26 cents back in 1836. 10 pounds of sugar, that was more expensive. It was $1.52. But there's all sorts of interesting items in these company store records.
Yes. And then you have some newspaper accounts of Oaks Ames and the Credit Mobilier scandal. Now, I suppose we could devote a whole program to that and that alone.
These are remarkably well kept when you figure it's late 1870s, that 1873 to 1880, these accounts were published in the newspaper, and the family kept them. They're from all over the country, various newspapers that published accounts of the Credit Mobilier. There's a new book out, The Union Pacific, by Professor Maury Klein from University of Rhode Island. It was just published this fall. And in this book, the account of Oaks Ames and the Credit Mobilier really vindicates Oaks Ames. I'm sure the ancestors that kept this book would be very, very proud to know that historians have vindicated Oaks Ames.
Yes, it shows us that reporters didn't invent the process of going after scapegoats in the 1980s, but it's been going on for a long time. And Oaks was an unfortunate scapegoat in a scandal-ridden decade. And later on, the Congress actually rescinded their censure vote of him when it was too late for him to know it.
Because he died so soon after the censure. Another interesting item here is an account book that Oliver Ames Jr. kept. There's an account book for Oliver Ames Jr. and Oaks Ames. They go from 1830 to 1845. In 1845, old Oliver took them into the company, and it became known as Oliver Ames and Son. But again, this grown man, really, at this point, kept very, very minute records. Every cent that he spent was recorded in this book. And also Oaks, his brother, did the same thing. I guess their father was a hard taskmaster, but a successful businessman. Some of the early correspondence, when I took over the archives in 1978, were all arranged like this. They're folded in thirds, tied in packets, and arranged chronologically. This gave you very little input into the collection. My students have been most helpful in that we've unfolded each one of these letters and arranged it alphabetically within the chronology. These were then placed in acid-free folders and placed in Hollinger boxes so that the early correspondence up through the 20th century is now available in alphabetical order within the chronology, so that we can come up with letters that correspond to the requests that we do get.
What are some of the more unusual letters that you've found in your collection?
Well, there's an interesting 5-volume set of letter books that were written in the 1860s, 1870s. These were letters written to Oliver Ames from friends, from relatives, from business people. There's a lot of letters in there from Oakes Ames to his brother, and they cover the period when Oakes was in Congress. Unfortunately, these are pasted in books, and they're very fragile to handle. Someday I hope to be able to microfilm them, but it's a very expensive proposition. But there's letters from Muskogee and Harvard. There's a whole series of letters on the building of the Unity Church, from your Hooks Hastings organ, to the plasterer who did the frescoes on the wall, to the man that installed the furnace, to the slates on the roof and the lightning rods that were installed there. And I think there's 5 or 6 Ames from the architect who was an Ames.
Yes. I think we should pull those letters from John Ames Mitchell, because there's a lot of people that are interested in his career as an architect and only know of him from his career as a publisher.
True. They're very easy to get at, and I'd be glad to do that for anyone that's interested in them. There's also a long series of letters from people in the Union Pacific in these letter books. Maury Klein, who did the book on the Union Pacific, used these letters, and they are cited in the book. He also used letters from Jay Gould. And just to see the stationery that Jay Gould used is kind of interesting. The collection is rich in all sorts of resources that haven't been tapped, really.
Yes, it's a piece of the 19th century that's been undusted off for a long time.
People that are interested in postage would be interested in the fact that I have a lot of stampless covers. The fact that I think postage was established in 1846, and I have letters before then that have the city and the amount of postage. Some of them even say steamer, like the steamer Oregon. It carried a letter from New York to Boston, and I was mystified as to, I thought steamer Oregon was the name of a town in Oregon. I soon found out that I was wrong. But there's a lot of those letters. There's some pre-postage stamps. 10 cities in the United States had postage before federal postage went into existence. And New York was one of them. And I have 2 stamps from New York. They look very much like the federal postage that came into being just a couple of years later. And they were hand-canceled by someone just kind of scribbling over them. Those are interesting parts of the collection.
The year is 1876. And in 1876, Henry Richardson hasn't yet come to Northeastern. He's still groveling away on Copley Square building Trinity Church. And the Ames Shovel Company is exhibiting in the United States Centennial Exposition in Philadelphia. And to exhibit their contribution to America's industrial greatness, they put together this display of shovels inside this cabinet, this corniced cabinet, topped with the words Oliver Ames and Sons. And these silver-plated shovels gleaming in the interior of the case won a medal from the authorities of the exposition. Now, the exposition in Philadelphia was quite an affair, the World's Fair of its time, to celebrate 100 years of United States independence. And as our illustrious cameraman goes through and gives you a very good idea of the workmanship and the showmanship of these shovels, you eventually will get to the certificate that was awarded and some of the medals that were awarded the Ames company for the display. Now, where is all this? Well, the story is that in, I think it was 1969 when Tophius bought this collection. 73 you got it. But it was around the late 60s, early 70s when Tophius bought the Ames Shovel Works, and upstairs in the large building on Main Street, the half-timbered structure built by Roch and Tilden, which was the headquarters of the Ames Company, was this display that had been made for the Philadelphia Exposition. Their prize, which you can see on the screen here. Now, Tophius, seeing this, realized its value and realized the value of the tremendous collection of memorabilia and records of the Ames Company and donated them all to Stonehill College.
Yeah, National Wrestling Alliance heavyweight champion.
Is it Nature Boy Ric Flair?
You got it.
Woo!
Woo!
Right, Josephus, you're doing pretty good.
All right, then what's been happening?
Would you happen to know what was Eric Weiss's stage name? Eric Weiss's. Ehrichweis. I will give you a hint. I'll give you a hint. Obviously. Nope. Okay, you should have waited for my hint.
Wait, you got one of ours. Do you have something to stump us with?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
What is the official language of Suriname, which is in South America?
Suriname? Is that S-U-R-I-N-A-M?
That's correct.
Spanish.
No, that's incorrect. It's Dutch.
Dutch.
You should have given the rest of us a chance. Because
I
thought I knew. That would have been my guess. But hey. Okay.
Hey, I think we might have to throw
Put him in the pool.
Okay, Josephus.
Okay, I'm in the pool?
Yep.
All right.
Okay, thanks a lot. Okay.
Thanks for calling.
Bye-bye. Alrighty.
Okay.
It used to be Dutch Guiana. That's why they speak Dutch.
I'm going to throw out another question, even though I'll leave that channel. What happened to Channel 1? I want to know who Abraham Zabruta was. What's his claim to fame? Abraham Zabruta.
Okay.
And I'm moving along. This is my last time with this question. What was Eric Weiss's stage name?
And my question is, what is commonly held as the highest paid per hour occupation in the world? Like getting paid $3.50 an hour or $4.50 an hour? Not salary, but per hour. Okay, we'll go right to the phones. Hello, you're on the air. Who are we speaking to?
I'm going to call me here.
Hello?
Hello, who are we speaking to?
I was here.
All right.
Oh, well.
He was on TV. He was worried about how he looked. I mean, that's how it goes.
Combing his hair over the phone. I don't know. We have another phone call.
Phone call. Let's go. Hello, you're on the air. Are you combing your hair?
No.
All right,
good.
Who are we speaking to?
Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Oh, gee. Chris. Take a look, Chris. What am I holding up?
Pepsi, the choice of a new generation that can't.
I hope.
I can see you have good taste.
I brought it.
Okay, Eric Weiss's
Yes.
name is Harry Houdini.
Very good.
Been living with me too long. I'm not going to even let you even. I don't want anybody to say collusion, so you can't even guess mine.
I don't even know it.
She didn't look in the book.
Okay, what is commonly held as the highest paid per hour occupation in the world?
Well, it's not Neil's occupation.
I think that's a bit of a dig. I don't think it was really necessary, but.
I don't get paid by the hour anyway.
Modeling? Modeling?
Nope, sorry.
No.
Good guess, though.
You're up there.
That's what I would have guessed.
I don't know.
Do you want to stump us?
Yeah, wait a minute.
Of course she does.
Wait a minute.
Get a chance to make your husband look bad? I mean, hey.
What is Eric Arthur Blair's stage name?
Eric Arthur Blair's stage name.
Yeah. That's his, Eric Arthur Blair is his
How
birth.
dare you ask a question? We didn't even go over this at home.
I'm going to guess Richard Burton.
No.
No, that wasn't it.
Danny.
No, it's not
No, it
Danny.
wasn't Danny. You know that.
Oh, sorry about that.
Okay, well, it's okay. Anytime. I have no idea. What is it? We're stumped.
It's George Orwell.
Oh.
George Orwell. Wish I'd known that one.
No, wait a minute. She said stage name.
Well,
Don't you mean his pen name?
Well, I don't know. I said,
All right, give it
Eric
to her.
Arthur
We
Blair
would have
is the
guessed
name he was
authors
born
then.
with.
While we
Nom de plume.
anyway, before we cut you off, Chris, we'll take the opportunity to wish your mother a happy 70th birthday.
Did you have to say the number? That's not polite.
So she's in the pool,
Yes,
isn't
Chris
she?
is in the pool.
Oh, she'll love you, Neil.
Just say happy birthday and happy birthday, 70 years old.
You're a nice guy. Thanks a lot, Chris.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
I need a new question. And that is, if you've seen the movies, if you've read the books from the Three Musketeers, can you name the Three Musketeers?
Ooh.
And D'Artagnan is not part of the answer.
All right. And my question one more time is, what is commonly held as the highest paid per hour occupation in the world? Not salaried, but per hour. So, like, if you're working minimum wage, it's $3.55 an hour. What is the highest paid per hour? That's what I want to know.
And I want to know who Abraham Zabruta is. And I'll give you a clue. It happened in the 1960s. And I want to know what happened to Channel 1. Those two questions I have out, and we're off to the phones.
Hello, you're on the air.
Who-
Like
to try to answer John's.
Who are we talking to?
Deidre.
Deidre.
All right. What do you think it is?
A psychiatrist.
Excuse me?
A psychiatrist.
Psychiatrists usually are paid, well, I suppose you could say they're paid by the hour, yeah, but no, that's not it.
Good guess.
Good guess, though. Modeling was good, psychiatrist is good, but that's not it.
Do you know what happened in Channel 1? Deidre? Are you there?
Yeah.
Speak to us.
Is it a civil defense channel?
Shirley MacLaine's coming in the room.
What do you think?
What's your answer there?
I'm a little kid.
I'm a little
Kid. I think we got to give it to her. That's close. All right, on May 6, 1948, the FCC set aside the Channel 1 frequency for use by the military. This took place before any station was allocated that position on the dial.
I think
you
that's...
get it.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you know who Abraham Zapruder is?
No.
Okay.
So how's she doing so far?
Well,
She's got one right, and does she have yours?
you got one right.
She has one right.
and she
Okay,
has to stop
Deidre.
us unless.
Do you know the book Three Musketeers, right?
No.
Okay. Do you know the candy
They're a
bar, The
candy
Three
bar.
Musketeers?
No.
Okay. Do you know the movie The Three Musketeers?
No.
Is anyone else in the room, Deidre?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
So you're going to try to stump us then
I
to
want
get
to
in
know
the pool,
what
right?
are the name of the Three Musketeers? What are their names, the Three Musketeers? D'Artagnan is not an answer for this one.
I don't know.
Okay. Try to stump
Sorry.
us then.
Okay. Can I just add Three Musketeers thing?
Sure. Try that one.
Porthos. Porthos.
Yeah.
D'Artagnan.
D'Artagnan isn't an answer because he was the fourth Musketeer. I'm looking for the Three Musketeers.
And it wasn't Mo, Larry, and Curly.
You're on the right track, though. I will give you have one right. Porthos is right.
Okay, can I try to stump you?
Okay, go ahead.
She already got one, right? Why does she want to go any further?
This is like a 2-in-1 question.
2-in-1
Okay.
question. Okay.
A two-parter.
On the Statue of Liberty, how long is her index finger, and what's the size of her fingernail?
Okay, how what?
How long is her finger? Index.
How long is her finger? 100 years.
No, how long?
Okay, and what is the size of her fingernail? Okay, now are you asking in terms of feet, inches, or yards?
Feet.
Feet. Okay, her finger I will guess is 25 feet long, and the fingernail is 5 feet long. But that was my guess. Now the other guys have to guess.
Was he right?
No.
Okay, was I close?
I'll say her finger. Does it matter which finger?
Yeah. Index.
Index. Oh, okay.
Oh, the index finger.
Oh, then he gets
Okay.
another guess then, all right?
No, I was thinking of the
I'll
other
say 25 feet, and her fingernail is 3 feet.
Nope.
Am I close?
I'm not saying.
I'll say the finger is 10
big.
feet long and the fingernail is 4 feet long.
No.
It's,
Okay. What is it?
what is it then?
Her finger is 8 feet long, and her fingernail is 13 by 10.
13.
Oh, I think she threw us a curve there. 13 by 10. She chose feet.
Yeah, well, that could work.
13 by 10, was that 13 by 10 inches?
She had long nails, all right? All right.
All right.
All right,
Oh,
okay,
now-
Deidre is in the pool?
Yeah.
Okay,
Put in the-
Deidre.
All right.
Thanks for calling in, Deidre. You're finally in the pool tonight. And the prize for that is a free membership to the Video Paradise. Remember that.
I hope you win.
I think John's going to take the opportunity. Deidre, thank you for calling. John's going to replug the prizes.
Okay, replugging the prizes in the middle of the show.
Right in the middle of the show, he's
Okay,
going to
well, we've already-
thank everybody for their great gifts,
Absolutely.
which keeps the show running.
And again, if you're somebody out there who wants to have you be a sponsor of Triviality, please help us out. We need all the help we can get. All right. Here we have tonight. Already won on the stumper was the $10 gift certificate to the Music Machine at 350 Depot Street in Southeaston. I got that right one of these times. And a $20 gift certificate off of Home Sitting by Hudson Photography Studios. And that was won tonight by Ann, I believe, was it?
Yes.
Yes, Ann won that. Now, if you get our what we call a triple whammy, what you win is a membership to Video Paradise, That's at 620 Washington Street in Southeaston, and a $5 gift certificate to Andre Urdi's Coiffures, okay, at 272 Washington Street. As a matter of fact, Andre is in the studio tonight helping us on camera. Hi, Andre. And if you win the pool, you get the free membership to Video Paradise. $9.95 value, 620 Washington Street. Those are the prizes. All right, here are the questions. One more time.
Name the Three Musketeers.
D'Artagnan is not an answer.
Who was Abraham Zapruder? What's his claim to fame? And
He ran off with Channel 1.
Channel 1 was already guessed. I want to know also the 3 westerns that achieved #1. It's only happened 3 times, and it was in the, it was in the 60s, maybe early 70s, 50s, 60s. That's when it happened.
Okay. And my question is, what is commonly held as the highest paid per hour occupation in the world? That is, per hour. Not salary like doctors and lawyers and stuff like that, but per hour.
And who's on the phone?
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Who are we speaking to?
Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Do you think I could answer the question, please?
Give it a shot.
On Abraham Zapruder.
Yeah.
Was he the camera crew member for ETV?
No. Good guess, though. Pretty close. On the right track.
Okay. John, what was your question again?
My question is, what is commonly held as the highest paid per hour occupation in the world? Per hour, not salary.
Was it a T-bus driver in Boston?
A T-bus driver in Boston is a good guess. But no, you'd think if they were that well paid, they'd be a little bit more cheery. But
was it a movie actor?
No, they don't get paid per hour. They get paid what do they call it? A set fee, basically, usually, or a fee plus percentage. So they don't get paid per hour.
How about a stuntman?
A stuntman? No, that's not it either. Why don't you try Chris's
Okay, can you name the Three Musketeers?
Could you step away from your television?
What's that loud noise?
That's
step away from
feedback.
the TV.
If you step away from the TV just a bit, we won't get that.
Nederlander?
I beg your pardon? Can you name the Three Musketeers?
I'm sorry, I don't think I can. I just can't do it right now.
Okay. You have a question for us?
Oh yes, I do. Who is the female singer who sings the song Spanish Eyes?
Spanish Eyes.
U2?
U2 sings it.
In the girls now.
Yeah, well, I don't know who else would sing it. Have no idea.
Tiffany.
Tiffany sings it.
Surprised you guys didn't know that.
Oh, well,
So are we.
We're just shocked as you are.
Okay, thank you for calling.
Chris.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care. All right.
Okay, I didn't want to say this while he was on the air, but he was making a mockery of the question, Abraham Zapruder, and he did stumble onto a little piece of the answer, although there's a lot more to it. He was a cameraman, but not for ETV.
Why is it so significant? Also, I'm going to give this last caller one shot at this question one last time. What is commonly held as the highest paid per hour occupation in the world?
Chris?
And last time, name the Three Musketeers.
And you're on. Who are we speaking with, please?
Hi, this is Jim again.
Hi, Jim.
Again.
Hey, I got the Three Musketeers.
All right, who are they?
Porthos,
Yeah.
Athos, or Athos,
Yep.
and Aramis.
Very good, Jim.
All right.
Sounds like
Okay, and the most highly paid occupation per hour? I don't know, but I would think that might be a ship's pilot.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Do you know?
Sorry.
Do you know who Abraham Zapruder is? What's his claim to fame?
No, I heard that name before, but that's one of the things I didn't write down in my little book of information.
Okay.
See, now I thought for sure you'd get this one because I know you know where to look.
Yeah, well,
you
you're
know-
right. And I didn't write it down, and I'm ashamed of myself.
Do you know the 3 westerns?
The 3 what?
3 westerns to achieve #1 over the years. Only 3 shows have ever achieved #1.
Let me see. Yellow Rose of Texas, maybe?
No, TV shows.
Oh, TV shows. How about Bonanza? The Virginian, and Rawhide.
No, you had 1 right, 2 wrong. So I don't think I should say it because it may spoil it for someone else.
Oh, that's okay.
1 out of 3 right, though.
That's
Do you have
all
a
right.
question for us,
the next
Jim?
one.
I got one for you.
Okay.
This is a MASH one, all right? MASH
Okay.
question. When Hawkeye and the rest of the gang go to Seoul on vacation,
Yeah.
what's the name of the hotel that they stay at?
The Seoul Hilton?
Nope.
It's my guess. I don't know.
Come on, Neil, you must know.
Put all the pressure on you.
You're a TV buff.
Yeah, but I haven't watched MASH in years. When they go, I don't know. Is it a famous to-do name, or would you have to know it exactly from the?
No, you'd have to know it because I think it only comes on. I think it's a fictional.
Oh, no way. Don't know.
Don't know.
Called the Pink Pagoda.
Pink
The
Pagoda.
Pink Pagoda.
Still doesn't ring a bell.
Okay, you didn't get one of our questions, but you
Yes,
did.
he did.
Yes, he did. He got
Yeah,
it.
I did.
Sorry.
What are you trying to
I
rip me
give.
off?
All right, I give.
Well, and we will give you John's address after the show, and you may want to meet him outside.
Right. Thanks, Neil. Neil won't be on the show anymore.
Okay, boys, I'll see you later.
Take it easy.
Thank you.
All righty. I'm giving out this answer here. What is commonly held as the highest paid per hour occupation in the world? It is lecturing. People who lecture, give lectures, are generally held to be, and of course college professors will not believe that, but that is true. So my new question is, what 2 months contain equinoxes? What 2 months contain?
Okay, my question is, who was Abraham Zapruder? We've already established he was some type of a cameraman, and Life magazine is another clue with this to this question. And I've also thrown out 3 westerns to achieve number 1. And Chris's question?
My new question is, Ron Nasty, Stig O'Hara, Dirk McQuigley, and Barry Wham make up the fictitious group which is a parody of the Beatles. What is the name of that group?
And we'll go right to the phones. Who we got calling, please?
Hello, this is Arnold.
Arnold, you're
Arnold.
back. How was the filming?
I'm back. That was an imposter. I don't know that girl.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't your sister.
Sure wasn't Maria calling in just to, get her voice on?
No, it was not my darling wife.
Okay.
Okay. Arnold, do you know who Ron Nasty, Stig O'Hara, Dirk McQuigley, and Barry Wham, do you know what group they make up?
The dead Kennedys.
Nope.
That would be a terrible thing for you to say. It's a wonder you're not kicked out of the family for that.
No, that never happened.
Okay. Yeah, who's going to kick you out anywhere, right?
That's
Okay.
exactly right.
What 2 months contain equinoxes?
November and Tuesday.
November and Tuesday. No. Try Neil's.
Tuesday's a day gone sorry.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, try Neil's question.
Do you know who Abraham Zapruder is?
Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi.
Close.
I have a question for you.
Wait a minute. We told you the rules. You have to guess one of ours or forget it.
No, let him get.
All right, well, let's hurry it up. Ask us a question.
Ask us a question.
Okay, who played Lumpy on Leave It to Beaver?
Frank Bank. That was the question asked last week.
Oh no.
We asked him.
I thought I had a great stumper and you guys got me.
Thanks for calling.
I'll be back.
Okay, Arnold.
Bye.
All righty.
Okay.
Show from week to week. Otherwise,
Okay,
you
we
lose.
need a break after that.
All right.
Okay. Should we answer the phone?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we can do that.
Who's on the line,
You're in
please?
the air.
Who are we speaking to?
Bob,
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
how you doing?
Pretty good?
I've got an answer for Abraham Zapruder.
Who is
Okay.
He was the amateur cameraman who caught John F. Kennedy being shot in Dallas, Texas.
he? You got it.
All right.
Woo,
Good
not
deal.
bad,
The only
Bob.
film by Zapruder was that he was, the only part about him, he was not a professional filmmaker, which you said he was. He shot 15 seconds. That's the most famous 15 seconds on camera in history, or of the century, or whatever. But you are right.
Okay, how about this one? What 2 months contain equinoxes?
June and December.
Nope, those are solstices. Nice try, though.
Interesting.
Try Chris's question.
Okay, Ron Nasty, Stig O'Hara, Dirk McQuigley, Barry Wham make up a fictitious group which is a parody of the Beatles. Can you name that group?
No, I can't.
Do you want to stump us since
No,
you
that's
got one
not a
of our
correct
questions
answer.
right?
Okay.
Did someone answer the question about the the westerns?
No.
Go ahead.
Give it a shot.
About Bonanza, Rawhide, and Gunsmoke?
Nope. You got 2 of the 3 right, though. I'm not telling you which 2.
All right. So, have you got a question?
You've got a question for us, you get in the pool.
The TV series, Man from Uncle. Their arch enemies were called Thrush.
Right.
Do you know what Thrush stood for?
Oh, and I saw that in a book a couple of days ago, too.
A lot of good it does us now.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember it. The
something to do with, overthrow.
Hierarchy.
Some kind of overthrow of the civilized world, the
Hierarchy.
underworld.
Something. No, I don't.
I used to know that, too.
Sure.
Okay.
What is it?
Give up?
Yeah, we give.
That's what to tell you now?
Yes.
Please.
Technological hierarchy for the removal of undesirables and the subjugation of humanity.
I was.
all right.
I started out right.
On the tip of your tongue, right?
Right.
We get you. You make it in the pool.
Okay, Bob. Good
job.
enough. Thanks for playing Triviality, and I hope you win.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we're gonna try one little thing. In the last 10 minutes of the show, we're gonna ask people if they like it better the way we've been doing it, getting more people on to see if we get any feedback.
You think we really should ask opinion questions? Isn't that pushing it just a bit? All right. What 2 months contain equinoxes?
And I still get the 3 westerns to achieve number 1, and I got to throw one more out because I've been going on the 2 question. 3 presidents who went to college. Yeah, I had to get that president one. Went to college west of the Mississippi. Who are the 3 presidents? And Chris?
What is the parody group based on the Beatles that features Ron Nasty, Stig O'Hara, Dirk McQuickley, and Barry Wham?
And who's playing? Who's on the line?
Dig.
Dave.
Dig.
Dig.
D-I-G.
Dig.
Yeah, I got the one about the westerns.
All
Yeah.
right.
Gunsmoke.
Yeah.
Bonanza and Wagon Train.
You got it. Jeez, I'm
Dig.
getting killed tonight. Look at the floor.
With strewn bodies of questions.
Did you watch Jeopardy last night?
Yep. You know.
Is that where you get your questions?
Oh, the secret's out.
All right, you got to. How about trying this one?
Alex Trebek.
What 2 months contain equinoxes?
I only got one question.
Summer?
2 months.
No.
2 months.
July.
No. June? Say June.
June.
In December.
June and December.
No, you should have
Is that
stuck.
Larry in the background?
Yeah.
You should have stuck with.
Larry.
You should have stuck with July, even though that was wrong too.
No.
Do you know Chris's question?
What is the parody group based on the Beatles that is made up of Ron Nasty, Stig O'Hara, Dirk McQuickley, and Barry Wham?
I don't know, but I gotta stump you guys here because I want to get.
Wait a minute. We want to ask you our question first, though. Do you like our new format?
Yeah, I love it.
I love it.
There's a lot of people in.
We're only here to serve.
Right.
This is your show, not ours.
That's interesting.
We're here to serve humanity.
Wait, is the rock group Sgt. Pepper?
Okay.
Is it?
Excuse me?
Is it Sgt. Pepper, the rock group?
No.
No.
Alright, I was just wondering.
No, actually, the name of the group is the Ruttles, which featured Eric Idle as Dirk McQuickley.
Okay. So, stump us. Go ahead.
Alright. Okay, this is an approximate. It's a 2-part question, right?
Okay.
Approximately, how many people are there in South America?
Oh yeah, we're gonna get this one, Dig.
Roughly, like approximately, roughly.
How would he give us? 100,000, $1 million each way?
How many people are in South America? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
This might be one of those trick
not the
questions.
exact number, but roughly how many people were
It
in
might be a
South
trick
America?
question. We better watch out.
How many people are in the world? What's it? What would the population up to? What? 4 billion now or
Just
something?
popped over 5 billion.
5 billion. Okay.
850,000. 850 million.
No.
Am I high or low?
Hi.
High. Okay. Your turn.
Hi. How are you?
Your turn.
My turn, huh? Oh, okay. 650 million.
No.
Okay.
No.
Is he high or low?
He's high. It's too close. He's high.
He's high? All right.
explains a lot.
Now it's your turn.
It's up to you there, kid.
I want him to take a drug test. Okay. What was the last guess? 850
No,
million?
mine was
Yeah.
650 million.
650 million, and that was high?
That was high.
That was high. so you
650
gotta-
million?
you gotta go lower, lower.
500 million.
No, the correct answer is 240 million.
Really?
All right.
Whoa.
All right, Dig, you got the Western question, and you stumped us, so you are in the pool.
Thank you. Thanks for calling.
All right, thanks a lot.
No problem.
All right, and we have another caller.
Another caller.
And I have to throw out a new question.
Okay.
My new question is, from the James Bond series, what does the word Spectre stand for? Spectre, which was the evil organization from the James Bond series, what do the letters in the word Spectre stand for?
And my question is 3 presidents who went to college west of the Mississippi. And I got one more that I'll throw out. It'll be my last question. I'll have to think of someone. Yeah, I'm not good at that, am I, John?
All barring some.
I'm not, I mean, didn't I used to do it when I used to be on the other end?
Yeah.
When the Smothers Brothers was replaced over 20 years ago on CBS, what show replaced it, which is still in production today?
All right. And my question is, what 2 months contain equinoxes?
And who's playing? Hello?
This is Jim.
Hi, Jim.
Hi, I know John's, I think.
Okay, give it a shot.
March and September.
All right. Okay.
Great.
Hey, I have one for you.
All right.
Do you have any other questions?
No.
Okay.
Do you like our new format?
Yeah.
Good.
Did you have an easier time getting in?
No.
No?
Oh, sorry.
All right. We're trying at least.
We're trying. I think we're going to have a better list anyway.
Okay, so go ahead.
Okay, what's the 3rd largest South American nation?
Third largest.
Third largest nation.
It's got to be Argentina,
Well, no, it's Brazil,
Argentina, and Bolivia, I say. Am I right?
No.
Colombia.
No.
Ecuador?
Nope.
Uruguay.
Venezuela.
Nope.
Chile.
No.
Canada.
Okay. Can I give it?
We give up.
Peru.
Peru. Why didn't you guess Peru?
Yeah, blame it on him, Dan. Go ahead. That's good. I like
Hey.
it. Well, you got us.
You got us.
All right.
Jim. Last initial, Jim?
A.
Jim
I
A.
think we got so many people in the pool, we may be able to pull 2 names out tonight.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. We can pull.
Chris has some extra prizes, and we
That's
may
right.
pull 2 names out. We're really breaking from tradition tonight.
Yeah, we're getting pretty extravagant now that we've got some sponsors.
Okay, and we're going to the phone to the next question.
Right, we'll roll right on to the next caller.
Oh, I've talked to this person before.
Is
Hello.
there no caller?
Wait a minute. They're being switched over.
all right.
Okay, here we go.
Hello.
Hello, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hello?
Who's
Who are we
this?
speaking to?
Beth.
Beth?
Did someone answer the question about the equinox?
Yep,
Yes, they did,
that's
Beth.
gone.
Okay.
So I have to give you a new question. How's that?
Okay.
All right, now I have to find a new question. Okay.
While he's finding his new question.
Okay. What animal has the most muscles in its face? What animal has the most muscles in its face?
Gorilla.
Nope. Well, I bet somebody feels pretty foolish right now.
Do you know
Question.
the 3 presidents who went to college west of the Mississippi?
No.
Do you know what TV show still in production today replaced the Smothers Brothers 20 years ago?
No, I don't know any other questions.
Okay. Do you know what the word Spectre stands for from the James Bond series? What the letters stand for from that?
Like to?
Do you like our new format?
Are you still there?
Speak to us.
Are we live? Is this mic on?
What? Yeah.
Spectre? Do you know what it stands for?
I think we...
I think she's out in Zombieland, so we should move on.
We're gonna have
We
to
have
go
5
Thank
minutes
you for
left.
calling.
And
we only have 5 minutes left.
I think if we do this quick, we have time for 2 more calls if we do them quickly.
Yes.
Okay.
Dirk McQuickly?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello, you're on the air.
This is Jim again.
Hi, Jim.
Jim again.
Yeah, I'm hot tonight.
What does Spectre stand for from James Bond?
I don't know.
Smothers Brothers?
Smothers Brothers, hee-haw.
Right. Jeez, I'm losing them all tonight. You know what 3 presidents went to college west of the Mississippi?
I don't know.
Okay. What animal has the most muscles in its face?
The human.
Right. All right.
Ooh, he's got 2. He's in the pool again.
Hey, I only guessed at that one.
You only guessed that one.
All right, what's Sergeant Schultz's first name on?
Oh, I know
Public
this. I used to know this. Sergeant, I know his cousin's name is Wolfie, or his nephew's name is Wolfie. His first name.
Yes.
It's something German, too.
Gustav.
Yeah, it's a German name. That's all I'm giving you.
It's not Gustav?
It is a German name. And when you say it, I'm going to say, oh, I knew that one.
Is it
And
Gustav or Johann?
What?
I can't hear you.
Is it Gustav?
No.
Johann.
No.
Hans.
I think it's Hans.
Yep, that's it.
Hans.
Hans.
Yep.
Hans.
Hans, all right, I'll give you another one. This is a trick one now.
This is a trick one.
Trick one. What was the other one?
The commander of Stalag 13, and it wasn't Colonel Quink.
What about him? The first one?
What was the name? Who played? No, wait a minute.
General Burkhalter?
Who was the commander of Stalag 13? And it was not Colonel Quink.
When? The original commander?
No, he didn't. He wasn't on all the time.
General Burkhalter?
No, he was a general.
The commander.
The commander, not commandant. Commander.
Well, it couldn't have been.
Puzzled.
It couldn't have been the Gestapo guy.
Major Hochstetter?
No, you're way off. You're way off.
Burkhalter's sister. Who was it? I give up. Do you have
Hilda?
All right, I got to give it to you.
All right.
It was Colonel Crittenden.
That's right.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Okay, yes. The commanding officer.
He was snuck in and out 2 or 3 times. He was captured like 2 or 3 times and
You
snuck back in.
should have asked us who the commandant of the enemy was. That's not a fair question.
I didn't say commandant.
Well, anyway, Jim
Wait a
is.
minute, he didn't stump us. He
He's
doesn't
in the
get in the
pool.
pool.
He answered two.
Okay,
You're in the pool, I think, 3
3
times
weeks ago, you
tonight.
asked a question. What fictional queen was eaten by dogs?
Oh, we had this last week. Gary asked it.
You never gave the answer.
No, you have to get it from Gary. We don't know.
It's Jezebel.
We got to get one more caller on, right?
Yeah.
Thanks for
Good
calling.
talking to you,
Take it
Jim.
easy. Okay, next caller.
Okay,
Next caller.
ready. Hello, you're on. Hello, you're on the air.
Hi, this is Pam.
Hi, Pam.
And I have the answer to the president question.
Okay, let's have it.
Nixon, Ford, and Kennedy. Nixon, Ford, and Reagan.
Wrong.
Oh,
That's wrong?
Wrong.
Yep.
okay, Pam.
Close.
Are you familiar with
Almost cleaned me out.
Pam?
What?
You almost cleaned me out. This is my last question. Whoops.
Which one's right?
One of them.
One.
Okay,
not
Nixon's
telling you.
right.
We.
I have no idea.
Okay, try this one. This is a new question. What is the most common street name in the United States?
Would that be Washington Street?
Nope.
Maine?
Nope.
Oak?
Nope.
South?
Nope.
We don't know.
All right, try Chris's question.
What's your question?
Okay, from the James Bond series, what does the word Spectre stand for? They were the evil organization from James Bond series.
You know? Don't know.
Don't know.
You
Okay.
got a question for us? Quickly, because we only have a couple minutes left.
Yeah. When Harvard College
think we have time.
opened
This is
in
the last one.
1636, it didn't. Its name was not Harvard College. What was its name?
16. What?
While we're thinking,
36.
16.
we want to ask you, what do you think of the new format, Pam? Did you have an easier time getting in?
I had a lot easier time getting in.
Oh, good.
Good.
So we've gotten mostly yays and only one nay.
All right.
right.
Harvard College. Was it called Trinity?
No.
All right.
Boston College.
Oh.
Harvard.
What's the ladies?
Harvard Seminary?
What's the ladies'
Nope.
college?
Vassar?
Radcliffe.
Nope.
Okay. Well,
I give up.
You got us.
Newtown.
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 Okay.
Well, we have 1 minute
1
left.
minute left.
We
We're
have
gonna-
to throw
we're
out
gonna-
questions.
Thanks for calling in.
Not
Okay.
in the pool?
What?
I'm not in the pool?
No.
Sorry.
Oh, she didn't get a question.
No, she
right.
didn't.
Okay.
All right. We're
But
sorry.
We gotta go. We gotta draw the pool before we go. All right.
Thanks for calling.
in.
All right. The word Spectre from the James Bond series stands for Special Executive for Counterterrorism, Revenge, and Extortion.
The 3 presidents were Hoover, LBJ, and Nixon. And any comments on the show? I'm sure, Chris, you can write your letters to Chris Davis, and
At
we'll try to
11
make the show
Shovel
better
Shop
for
Square, Northeastern. Don't ask the zip. I don't know.
356, and I'm not giving the answer to my question.
you. Oh, you're going to hold it till next week?
Yes, I am.
I was going to do
Okay,
that too.
shake
but-
this up real good. We're going to
didn't
draw
help.
2 people. 2 people's names. And they're going to win a gift certificate to Video Paradise.
Good for a free membership, a $9.95.
Jim the bathroom man.
Jim the
Ah, he's one of our winners.
You want to zoom that camera in so we can really see that?
Okay, and the winner,
John.
the other winner,
Oh, a lot of names in the pool tonight.
yeah,
Your hand getting wet?
Josephus,
Josephus.
All
you
right.
are a winner. All right.
Okay, so both of you have won. Gift certificate
a
to
gift certificate or free membership to Video Paradise, 620 Washington Street in Easton, and that's a $9.95 value. We have to get going. I'm John Vasnoskis for Neil Abrams and Chris Davis. Thank you for tuning in to Triviality. See you next week. Bye, all.